Family and Consumer Sciences Extension at the University of Kentucky. Our agents share research knowledge with individuals, families, and communities to improve quality of life. Building strong families, building Kentucky. It starts with us.
Hi, I'm Vicki Wynn. I'm the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent at the Marshall County Extension Office. We are an arm of the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension, and we have research-based information available to all clientele across the state. There is an extension office in every county across the state, in 120 counties. So if I talk about something today you would like more information about, or if you would like a copy of anything that I share today, please reach out and contact your county extension office in the county where you live, and they will be more than happy to help you. The Family and Consumer Sciences agent is available to do programming for families, for individuals, anyone that is interested in learning more about home and family, anything that impacts home and family and building stronger families. That's what we're all about. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about shopping smart at farmers markets. And we've been going through this summer each week and seeing different produce being brought to the farmers markets. And we're going to talk just a little bit about what's important to look for in the farmers markets where you are, and just being more aware of what a farmers market is, what it's all about, and exactly why do we need farmers markets. So in talking about shopping smart, the very first thing you need to know is, where are the farmers markets where you live? And if you're not sure, you can contact your county extension office. You can check with them to see if they know the locations, and most of the time they'll be able to tell you exactly where they're located. In many counties there is a farmers market at the county extension office, and as here in Marshall County, we do have a farmers market that is open on Saturdays during the growing season from about 8 o'clock to around 11:30. So the hours may vary, the locations are going to vary, but if you will find out where they are located in your county, I think you would be very happy to know what types of produce they have available and what types of things that you can purchase at the farmers market. Another thing that is important to consider is finding out which forms of payment that your farmers market accepts. Some are going to be only cash. Some may be able to take credit cards or debit cards, and we're seeing more and more those that have mobile means of accepting payments with a credit card or debit card. Makes it an easier shopping experience at the farmers market. And some of the larger markets may even take EBT cards or SNAP benefit cards, and we know that makes it a lot easier for everyone to purchase at the farmers market. Another thing, knowing what's in season at your farmers market. We have a form that's put out by the Department of Agriculture and Kentucky Proud. It tells us what produce is in season each month. So when I look and see when apples are available, it tells me they're available July through December. So right now is a peak time for shopping for apples at the farmers market. And I know as the farmers market season starts early in the year, usually around the 1st of May or sometimes the end of April, the choices or selections of items at the farmers market may not be varied or plentiful as far as some items. I know asparagus and greens and lettuce and onions sometimes are more available. I say green onions. And then as the year progresses, you're going to be able to find other items that are more readily available. I know a lot of people get excited when strawberries are first appearing at the farmer's market, and others are excited when the peaches are starting to show up at the farmer's market. So you may have favorite fruits or vegetables that you enjoy shopping for at the farmer's market. So just knowing what is in season might help your shopping experience be a little more realistic, and being able to purchase what is in season. And I think you'd be pleased to see that it's very affordable, it's very accessible, and you'll be able to see a wider variety as the months go along. When you visit a farmer's market, one of the things you really need to do, and that is to look before you buy. You don't need to stop at the first booth or the first truck or the first person that's selling and purchase what they have without looking at the entire farmer's market, because usually there are going to be multiple vendors. There will be some selling the same as others, and we want to make sure that we're comparing to make sure that it's meeting our needs in terms of what we would like to purchase. So we may have someone have a better price on tomatoes, but someone else have a better price on cucumbers. So it's really best to shop around and make sure that we're comparing apples to apples, if you will, and that we know we are getting the best value for our money. So be sure, scope out the entire market before you settle on a purchase, and make sure that you have looked at everyone's produce that is participating in the market. Also ask questions. Be sure and ask questions, because farmers love talking about what they've grown. And I've witnessed that in that a lot of people are interested in, did they use any pesticides? Did they use any types of chemicals at all? Is it organic, or is it something that was grown locally? We have to sometimes ask, where was this grown in the county, or was it grown out of the county, or even out of the state? Sometimes farmers markets that have rules vary from market to market, and they allow things or items to come in that are grown from different places. So be sure and ask any questions that you may have that would pertain to these types of things. You know, a farmer's market is just an ideal place to bring the kids. And farmer's market has fresh produce. They have so many items that sometimes it's overwhelming. But if you would bring your kiddos and let them explore as well, I believe you would find that they may see something that looks good to them, they would be willing to try. And most farmers markets that I know may even give the child something that they see that they think they would like to eat. So they would probably have some samples there that children would enjoy. So be sure and take the children, let them explore the farmers market, let them ask questions and learn about the farmers that are there, and learn about the produce that is available for purchase. Another thing we need to consider is that we should not expect a perfect appearance with the produce. This is not a grocery store, and that's a good thing, because the middleman is being cut out essentially. This is straight from the farmer to the consumer, and that is something that farmers markets are very, very good at, is making sure that it's the least amount of time from being harvested till the time that you can put it on your table. And we want to make sure that it's in good condition, that the quality of the produce is at its peak, and it's not compromised in any way as far as the safety or the quality. But sometimes it might have a little dirt on it, sometimes it may have a little bruise on it, and that definitely will not impact the safety or the quality. But just know that this is not a grocery store, and that we can't expect everything to be shiny and looking its very best, but know that the quality is good. And the price you're going to pay is not going to be as much as it would be in the grocery store, even though some local farmers may supply some local grocery stores. So keep that in mind the next time that you go. You also could even ask for seconds, and we mean seconds being a little bit of lesser quality. I know we have a vendor producer that comes to the farmer's market that says they have canning tomatoes. Well, canning tomatoes might not be quite up to par as, say, slicing tomatoes or salad tomatoes, but they're very good quality for canning tomatoes. And we know that they're just as good in terms of safety, but they may look a little bit less perfect. And we want to make sure that we're still getting a quality product. That produce is going to be good for an end result, which is canned tomatoes. So we want to make sure we're getting the most for our money, but sometimes they will offer those what might be considered seconds at a discounted price. We shouldn't expect deep discounts because farmers are really operating on a very small margin of profit. So we want to make sure that we are giving them a fair price, but sometimes they enjoy offering some of those seconds for someone that is looking to preserve a large number, large quantity of tomatoes or some other produce. Another tip is to go late. Sometimes if you go late, you risk them being out of something, but for the most part, some of the larger farmers markets, if you go late, you may be able to strike a deal with that farmer. They really don't want to have to pack that produce back up and take it home. So you might be able to offer them a deal and they might take you up on it. So go late and see if you can strike a deal for a lower price just so they don't have to take it home. And I bet you might be surprised. And then keeping it simple. A lot of people tell me they go to the farmer's market, then they bring it home and they look for a recipe. They're trying to find what it would be good with. And you know, when you're asking the questions, a lot of your farmers, a lot of the producers are going to have copies of our plated up recipes to accompany the produce that they're selling. And Extension has worked well with our farmers markets to keep them supplied with some of the plated up Kentucky Proud recipe cards, because that does help to give an example of how this could be used in a recipe, how you could prepare that for your family. But a lot of people also tell me they love to go to the farmer's market just for the simplicity of fresh produce and then going home and eating it and just preparing it as simply as possible just to enjoy the freshness, just to enjoy the fresh from the garden produce that they can't get anywhere else. So that in itself is worth the trip to the farmer's market. The recipes that we have, we've worked to showcase different produce in each one of them, and we know that in the growing seasons we have the early spring gardens, cool weather, we have the summer gardens, and then we have another fall garden. So produce is going to be offered at farmers markets throughout the seasons, and it will be a little bit different. When we ask, why do we have farmers markets? Well, I think in Extension we can tell you that we are preserving America's rural livelihoods and also the farmland that we so enjoy in this part of the country. We need to increase access to fresh, nutritious foods, and really the health and vitality of a community is based on the access that they have to nutritious foods. So if you see a community that is rich with farmland, just know that that is the heart of America. That is where farmers are producing food for our tables, and we are supporting healthy communities by going to the farmers market, by going and patronizing these farmers when they bring their produce to the farmers markets. We also want to make sure that we are working with maintaining our sustainability. Farmers are good stewards of the land. They employ good farming practices. They consult with the Extension Service about best practices and improved methods of farming, and we know that they are doing the very best they can to take care of the land, to produce the most, and to increase their profits. And we want to work hand in hand with helping them to do that, because we know that that sustainability is also what is going to benefit our community. So if you have an opportunity to visit your farmers market, if you have questions, please ask those. Make sure that you communicate with them. If you bought something and enjoyed it, and go back and visit with them again. And know that sometimes farmers markets are not the only place that you can buy locally grown produce. Sometimes the farms themselves have roadside markets, and you might be able to stop there and purchase some things that just right fresh out of the garden. But each extension office has a lot of Kentucky Proud recipe cards on hand. We have now over 100 different recipes that feature locally grown produce in the state of Kentucky, and we would love to share those with you. So if you have any questions, or if you'd like to pick up some copies of the Plated Up Kentucky Proud recipes, please stop by your local extension or give us a call. Until next time, I'm Vicki Wynn, Family and Consumer Sciences Agent in Marshall County, and hope you join us next time.